Have you ever noticed how people listen less when you look like you have nothing? They interrupt you, they doubt you, they treat your words as optional. This video is about a hard truth most people avoid. When you look poor, the world quietly works against you. Not just financially, but socially, psychologically, and symbolically. If you've ever felt invisible, underestimated, or dismissed before you even spoke, at work, in social situations, or in everyday interactions, this is why. People don't judge by what you are. They judge by what you appear to be. In this video, we'll break down Machiavelli's insight into appearance, status, and perception, why looking poor signals weakness to the human mind, and how that perception quietly closes doors. Stay until the end, because the final section explains how to change how you're perceived without pretending to be someone you're not. Appearance speaks a silent, universal language. It is a language of status, of confidence, and of capability. The way you carry yourself, the clothes you wear, the subtle cues of your posture and expression. These are all words in a sentence that describes who you are. And one of the most potent messages this language can convey is that of poverty. Not just a lack of money, but a poverty of spirit, of confidence, or of social standing. When you look poor in any of these senses, you send a signal of weakness. You broadcast a vulnerability that others, consciously or not, will register and react to. This is not about judging those with fewer resources. It is about understanding a primal human dynamic. In the great unwritten rulebook of social hierarchy, strength is respected and weakness is exploited. Looking poor is often perceived as a sign of being on the losing side of life's battles. It suggests a lack of agency, an inability to command one's own destiny. This perception triggers a cascade of negative assumptions. People may see you as less intelligent, less competent, and less trustworthy, all based on a set of visual cues that have nothing to do with your actual character or abilities. Consider two individuals asking for help. One is well-dressed, speaks with calm authority, and stands tall. The other is disheveled, speaks with hesitation, and seems to shrink into themselves. Though their needs may be identical, the response they receive will be vastly different. The first inspires confidence and a desire to assist a peer. The second may inspire pity, but it is often mixed with suspicion, annoyance, or a simple desire to keep one's distance. The world does not respond to the reality of their need, but to the perception of their status. This is the cruel arithmetic of appearance. This principle extends far beyond simple requests for aid. It operates in the workplace, in social circles, and even in matters of justice. An idea presented by someone who looks successful is treated as insightful. The same idea from someone who looks defeated is dismissed as naive. We listen differently. We grant authority differently. We offer opportunity differently. The world does not treat everyone the same. It sorts and filters people based on the signals they send. And the signal of poverty is a powerful filter that works almost exclusively against you, creating headwinds where there should be none. Machiavelli's The Prince is a manual on power, how to gain it, keep it, and appear worthy of it. He warned, the world is a stage, and appearances rule. To look weak is to invite challenge. Master your image, as Machiavelli knew, and you master your fate. Deep within the oldest parts of our brain lies a simple instinctual calculator. It categorizes others swiftly to ensure our safety and advantage. Encountering someone who looks poor triggers a harsh subconscious judgment. This judgment is a survival response, not born of malice. Aligning with the strong meant protection, the weak burdens. The stigma of looking poor is potent and hard to overcome. It bypasses our rational minds, speaking to our primitive nature. This primal judgment is the foundation of all biases. Contempt is a toxic blend of disgust and disrespect, reserved for those we deem beneath us. When you look poor, you lose your social currency, your opinions dismissed, your presence ignored. The stigma is not just external, it becomes a cage you help build around yourself. This is the crushing weight of contempt. Imagine trying to run a race while facing a powerful, invisible headwind. You must exert far more effort than everyone else just to keep pace, and you grow exhausted while others seem to move forward with ease. This is really the perfect metaphor for navigating the world while looking poor. The stigma creates a constant, unseen resistance that affects every aspect of your life. It is a tax on every interaction, a barrier to every opportunity. This headwind is not a single event, but a persistent force, composed of countless small disadvantages that accumulate over time. In the workplace, this headwind can be devastating. An employee who looks the part, polished, confident and well-dressed, is often given the benefit of the doubt. Their mistakes are seen as learning experiences, and their successes are attributed to their inherent talent. But the employee who looks poor is judged by a different standard. Their successes may be overlooked or attributed to luck, while their mistakes are seen as proof of their incompetence. They are less likely to be chosen for high-profile projects, less likely to be considered for promotion, and the first to be suspected when something goes wrong. Their path to advancement is steeper and riddled with more obstacles. This resistance extends into the fabric of society. When seeking a loan, a landlord, or even justice, the appearance of poverty signals high risk and low credibility. The well-dressed applicant is seen as reliable and trustworthy, their story accepted at face value. The poorly presented applicant, however, invites scrutiny and suspicion. They must provide more proof, face more questions, and overcome a pre-existing bias that they are less dependable or less honest. They are fighting not only their own circumstances, but also the powerful narrative that their appearance has already written for them in the mind of the person in power. Ultimately, this unseen headwind is a thief of potential. It denies people the chance to be judged on their merits. A brilliant mind may be trapped in a cycle of low-wage jobs because their appearance never gets them past the first interview. A person of great character may be denied a place to live because a landlord makes a snap judgment based on their worn-out coat. The stigma of looking poor does not just make life harder. It actively works to keep people down, ensuring that the appearance of a low station becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. It is a quiet, relentless force that ensures the game is rigged from the very start. This channel looks beneath appearances. Subscribe if that speaks to you. We don't see reality. We see our own edited version of it. Our minds filter the world through bias, experience and instinct, shaping a story that feels true, even if it isn't. In this mental theatre, perception is everything. It directs, scripts and stars in the show. Society judges us not by our hidden talents or true character, but by the story our appearance tells. Value, status and respect are granted based on perception, not substance. Mastering perception isn't deception. It's survival in a world that rarely looks deeper. Control your narrative or someone else will write it for you. In every group, the benefit of the doubt is reserved for those who look the part. Appear confident and successful, and your ideas are welcomed, your mistakes forgiven. Look poor or uncertain, and you're doubted before you even speak. The world gives opportunity to those who seem capable, not necessarily those who are. This creates a cycle. The trusted get chances to grow, while the doubted are left behind. Perception opens doors or slams them shut. Reality follows the story people choose to see. Goodness alone is invisible if you look defeated. Virtue is filtered through the lens of status. Kindness can be mistaken for weakness, honesty for naivety. The same act is praised or questioned depending on who performs it. To be seen as good, you must first be seen as valuable. Managing your image isn't abandoning virtue. It's giving it a chance to be noticed. Relying on inner worth alone is a noble, but losing gamble. Make sure your appearance doesn't hide your best qualities. If this is giving you clarity, a like to the video quietly helps the channel grow. Institutions judge by appearance as much as individuals do. Look successful and you're treated with respect. Look poor and you're a risk, a problem, or an afterthought. Banks, courts, hospitals all respond to the story your image tells. The result? Real barriers to opportunity and care. Systems meant to help become gatekeepers, filtering by superficial signals. To navigate them, you must speak their silent language of perception. Otherwise, you're just another file to be processed and forgotten. Social networks are built on perceived value, appear to be struggling, and friends drift away, not out of cruelty, but self-preservation. Invitations dry up, introductions stop, and your world quietly contracts. Looking poor makes you a social risk, closing doors to opportunity and support. Isolation feeds on itself, deepening both loneliness and negative perception. Without allies, it's harder to change the story others see. The result is quiet exile from the circles where success is shared. Have you ever felt people treated you differently based on how you looked or appeared? Let me know in the comments. In the workplace, appearance is a silent but powerful judge. Look the part, and you're seen as a leader. Look poor, and you're overlooked, doubted, and sidelined. The penalty starts at the interview and follows you through every promotion. Your skills may be strong, but perception shapes your opportunities. The result? Lower pay, fewer chances, and a constant battle to prove yourself. Over time, you may start to believe the world's story about you. In the end, your appearance doesn't just influence your career, it defines it. Machiavelli knew authority is built on the appearance of strength, not love or divine right. To seem weak is to invite rivals, lose respect, and erode your power. In every domain, you are always on stage. Project strength. Only then can you rule your world. Machiavelli warned, "To be hated is dangerous, but to be held in contempt is fatal." Contempt dissolves all authority, making you invisible and powerless. If you appear weak or insignificant, you invite disrespect from all sides. Present yourself with dignity. This is not vanity, but a crucial defense against the poison of contempt. In Machiavelli's world, a prince needed armor, not just for his body, but for his reputation. Appearance was this armor. Projecting strength and confidence deflected challenges and intimidated rivals. To appear weak was to invite attack. Even today, your appearance is your psychological armor, protecting you from disrespect and exploitation. Without it, you are left defenseless. Every human being is a broadcasting tower, sending out silent signals about who they are and where they stand. These signals, our clothing, posture and voice, speak louder than words. Others instantly judge our status and confidence from these cues, often before we say a thing. We are all fluent in this silent language, shaping how we are seen and treated in the world. In the psychology of status, what you don't do is often more powerful than what you do. Restraint is a subtle signal of high status, calm, patient, unhurried. The powerful do not rush or scramble. Their confidence is quiet and self-evident. By cultivating restraint in your words, actions and emotions, you signal strength, not neediness. The power is in the pause. Your status is a symphony of signals. Clothing, posture, speech, restraint, all must play in harmony. When aligned, they create a powerful unified message. If even one is out of tune, the world sees the weakest note. Conduct your signals with intention, and you'll project true strength and self-worth. The real danger of looking poor is when the world's judgment seeps in and becomes your own belief. You start to see yourself through dismissive eyes, accept the low status, and play the role assigned to you. The world's perception becomes your reality, trapped in a mirror of your own making. The poverty identity is a self-fulfilling prophecy. Believing in your own lack creates the very conditions that ensure you will continue to lack. Your inner world of perceived lack shapes your outer world, trapping you in a cycle. To break free, you must dare to believe in your worth and act as if you have it, shattering the prophecy at last. One of the most damaging effects of being perceived as poor isn't external, it's internal. Over time, disrespect, dismissal, and comparison can shape how you see yourself. If you're working through confidence, self-worth, emotional control, or long-standing patterns of self-doubt, professional support can help bring clarity. If you choose to explore it, there's a link in the description to online therapy, and you can use the code THERAPY20 for 20% off. This isn't about becoming materialistic, it's about strengthening the inner foundation that shapes how you show up in the world. Honest signaling isn't about deception. It's about presenting your true value with clarity and intention. Like polishing a diamond, you reveal your best qualities, not fabricate them. Strategic self-presentation is self-respect. It bridges who you are inside with how you're seen, ensuring your strengths aren't hidden by poor presentation. To engage in strategic self-presentation is to become the architect of your own perception. You are not a passive victim of judgment, but an active designer of your impression. With intention and discipline, you build a reality that reflects your best self, one of dignity, competence, and self-worth. This is not deception, it is agency. We have journeyed through the shadowy landscape of human perception, guided by the cold, clear light of Machiavelli's wisdom. The world judges not what is true, but what is visible. The appearance of poverty signals weakness, closing doors to opportunity. It is a silent headwind that makes every step forward a struggle. To ignore this reality is to fight a battle with one hand tied behind your back. Virtue is often invisible, eclipsed by a poor first impression. The central lesson is not one of cynicism or despair. It is a call to awaken to a fundamental mechanic of power. Opportunity, respect, and influence are rarely granted based on a thorough and fair assessment of our true worth. They are first offered to those who they deserve them. Perception is the gatekeeper. It is the first and often the final test you must pass before you are even allowed to demonstrate your skills or prove your character. The person who appears defeated is dismissed before the race begins. The person who projects confidence and self-respect is ushered to the starting line, already positioned for a favorable outcome. Mastering this gateway is therefore not an act of vanity or deception. It is the first and most crucial victory in the campaign for a life of agency and purpose. It is about taking control of the narrative that your presence writes in the minds of others. It involves becoming the deliberate architect of your own appearance, ensuring that your clothing, posture, and mannerisms broadcast a story of competence and self-worth. This is not about faking it until you make it. It is about presenting the most honest, powerful version of yourself, refusing to let neglect or a lack of awareness tell a lie on your behalf. It is an act of profound self-advocacy. This journey begins with a simple but radical acceptance. The world judges by appearances. Once you accept this, you are no longer a victim of this fact, but a student of it. You can begin to learn its language, to understand its rules, and to use them to your advantage. You can choose to wear your armor, to stand tall, and to speak with the quiet authority of someone who respects themselves. This is not about changing who you are. It is about allowing who you are to be seen without the distorting filter of a poor presentation. It is about winning the battle of perception so you have a fighting chance in the battle of life. Power is not simply earned, it is first and foremost perceived. The world responds to the signals of power long before it verifies substance. The performance of power precedes its reality, creating space for real authority to grow. Master perception, and you master the first step toward claiming the life you wish to live. If this video helped you see things more clearly, consider liking and sharing it with someone who needs to hear it. Leave a comment. I read them, and I'm interested in your perspective. Subscribe if you want to continue exploring psychology, power, and self-mastery, and watch the next video to go deeper into how perception shapes reality.